good ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and Gaming News video. Today we have some awesome information for you, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So Nintendo teases Splatoon 2 Pro Controller for North America. Earlier today, Nintendo shared a summer Nintendo Switch trailer showcasing various titles hitting the Nintendo Switch now and into the summer. During the trailer, we get to see a bit of Splatoon 2. We also see a quick shot of Splatoon 2 Switch Pro Controller, which hasn't been confirmed for a stateside release at this point. However, the controller appearing in a North American trailer seems like we have a little bit of a stealth confirmation that the controller should be coming to the States when Splatoon 2 launches. Go Nintendo right. So this is definitely good news for those who like this awesome looking Pro Controller. The coolest thing about it, I think, is just different colors, right? You have the solid black, like normal Pro Controller design, then you have the green and you have the neon on both sides, really representing the Splatoon 2 flavor. So I like the Pro Controller. Not sure if I'm going to pick it up myself, but I like the fact that they are bringing it out and it does look awesome. Although I've been looking to get another Pro Controller, like if someone visits or if I have to play like local multiplayer or something like that. So I was thinking about getting another Pro Controller anyway. So maybe I'll get this Pro Controller when it does launch in North America and all that, if this picture and the trailer is to be believed, that Nintendo will be doing that. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon has been announced at the recent Pokemon Nintendo Direct. A lot of people seem to be a little upset about all the contents of that Direct, but I'll talk about that in a bit and what I'm excited about. The Pokemon Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun coming to Nintendo 3DS on November 17th, and it's going to have some extra exclusives such as a brand new story arc in addition to some new Pokemon added into the game and probably little various tweaks underneath the hood and stuff like that. So it should be a pretty good remake or redo or whatever Pokemon Company does. I know they did this before, Pokemon Black and White 2, they've done this. Pokemon Company is very notorious for doing things like this. So not necessarily too surprising there, and I love the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. You can't figure out what to do, not Sun Plus or Moon Plus, but Ultra, baby. So November 17th, Nintendo 3DS, that game should be launching, and there is pre-orders already live everywhere. So if you want to pre-order the game at GameStop and various other places, make sure you check your local retailers and all that for pre-orders. Alright, and moving on to the big announcement here. So we have Pokken Tournament DX or DX for the Nintendo Switch launching on September 22nd worldwide. And this game is basically the original Pokken Tournament on the Wii U, but upgraded and enhanced in various ways. So we have multiple new characters, Darkrai put in there, Krogunk. We also have Shadow Mewtwo from the very beginning, Empoleon, Caesar, and that Grass Starter Evolution Pokemon. I can't really say his name too good, but you guys know what I'm talking about, and you're seeing pictures of him here. So let's go over some of the enhancements for this game, because I've already seen a lot of misinformation on the internet from supposed journalists out there. So let's go ahead and do some corrections based on info directly from the Nintendo Direct. So what we can see here with this game as far as Pokken Tournament DX is that they are going to add 3-on-3 matches to this one. So in the original Pokken Tournament, there was no tag matches. It was always just one-on-one, and then you use support Pokemon who can come out for a short time, put out an attack, recover, do something like that, some type of support role. Now in this one, you're going to have 3-on-3 matches. What we don't know is how they're going to do it. Is it going to be just straight attack mode? Can you attack, then mix someone else in, then continue the combo? Or is it going to be more like Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which you can kind of do that, but not into the level of, like, let's say, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So we still need to see what type of tagging that we're going to do, but the fact that they're having 3-on-3 matches is really awesome, and it also says another thing from what we've seen there. It looks like the Pokemon Company has fixed one of the biggest problems with Pokken Tournament on the Wii U, and that is the fact that if you're playing the game in local multiplayer with one console, one person has to use the Wii U gamepad while the other person can use any controller for the most part that is supported. So it looks like that has been fixed, because you can have two Joy-Cons play on the same one. And another problem with that is that it was halved to 30 frames per second even while you were doing that mode. So the Wii U just didn't have enough juice, or they couldn't get around the technical issues in order to get it running at 60 frames per second in local multiplayer on one console. And if you have two consoles, you can have two people using one of these controllers or a Pro Controller or whatever the case is, or the Wii U gamepad if they wanted to use the Wii U gamepad, but the local multiplayer on one console was really busted on the Nintendo Wii U, and it seems like they've fixed that. And they've probably got rid of the whole 30 frames per second cap on local multiplayer on one console, because you're going to be able to play tag matches with up to 3 different Pokemon on there. So I'm guessing that it's going to be a smooth 60 frames per second at the bare minimum one-on-one, and then maybe close to that with the tag matches on there, or they wouldn't have included up to 3. They probably would have just done 2 if there was restraints on that as well. So that is very good for the people that are looking to play in the tournament wise, and they don't want to necessarily bring over multiple Nintendo Wii U's, but it does seem like it's not going to be 30 frames per second anymore, and they are adding more content to that. Seems like they're also going to be tweaking up the online ranking system after people complained about it quite a bit as far as the points that you get, and that's the reason why I stopped playing. The online ranking system was a little bit busted in my opinion as far as how many points you got for beating someone, rank up opportunity matches. The ranking system just was kind of weird, and it didn't pair you up with adequately ranked opponents in order to get points to move up once you hit a certain level. So it seems like they are going to be fixing that, plus adding in other characters and probably balance tweaks that they've added to the arcade version into this one. So it's definitely going to be the deluxe version of the game. Quite a number of characters in there. We'll see if they add anything else. There might be some new Pokemon as far as support goes, or as far as stages. I mean, we don't know what else they're going to add, but as far as the big stuff, that is all the big things there. And if you're competitive or want to be more on the competitive side of Pokken Tournament, which I definitely was, I put nearly 100 hours into that game on the Wii U, but only stopped because of the online ranking was kind of meh, then this is definitely a great version for you. And the game came out at the very end of the Wii U's life, and a lot of people just didn't necessarily pay attention to it or buy the game, but this definitely puts the spotlight on there. Plus, you have to love the portability aspect of the game. Being able to play anywhere you want is really cool, especially grinding through some of those Ferrum Leagues and stuff like that. A single player could use some additions too, but we'll see if they actually change anything from that. But overall, I'm actually excited about this because I really like Pokken Tournament on the Wii U, and I was actually calling this. If you watched my videos before, I said that, hey, this could definitely be a Pokken Tournament announcement because there's so many different things that they need to do with Pokken Tournament in order to make it a better game. There are so many faults on the Wii U. It's a great, innovative combat fighter. You know, there's a lot of great stuff about it, but just some of the technical limitations really limited it when it comes to online play, when it comes to local multiplayer. So I'm hoping they iron out all of that on the Nintendo Switch version of the game, and there's enough content in there for people when it comes to characters and stuff to do. Now, I can definitely understand why some people are a little upset when it comes to the Pokemon Direct maybe not getting a full-fledged Pokemon game when it comes to Pokemon Stars, a port of a 3DS game. That's what everyone was really kind of anticipating or looking forward to. But like I said before, I definitely called Pokken Tournament coming, and going from 240p to an HD system, I don't know, maybe that's a little bit too much for them, and we're going to get like the Pokemon Black and White 2 treatment, and then we're going to get a brand new Pokemon game the following year. If a lot of you guys don't remember, Pokemon Black and White 2 came out on the Nintendo DS, and everyone, all the gaming media was like, oh my gosh, why isn't it coming out on the 3DS? The 3DS needs to sell more. And the Pokemon company was like, chill, we're doing this one. And then the next year they released Pokemon X and Y. They showed that off, and everybody was like, oh, this looks amazing. So I'm pretty sure it seems like it's going to be lining up that way right now. And to be honest, I'm excited for Pokken Tournament, like I stated before. I'm not going to be getting Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I'm just kind of like, I'm not sure about that. But I actually put more time into Pokken Tournament on the Wii U than I did to Pokemon Sun and Moon on the Nintendo 3DS. So I put in a ton of time on Pokken, but like I said, I do understand if some people are upset, but necessarily that's why you shouldn't always 100% believe everything that's out there when it comes to these rumors and stuff like that. Whereas there was a lot of people that were really sure that this was what it was going to be, and nobody really put into consideration, even though there was a leaked Hori like fighting stick or controller or whatever the case is that was for Pokken Tournament that said Pokken Tournament was coming. People just kind of brushed it off for the most part. Whereas I looked at it like, hey, we definitely could get Pokken Tournament just based on kind of how rough Pokken Tournament is on the Wii U when it comes to various aspects like I've already talked about. So understandable though for everyone. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I really like the game, so I'm looking forward to it. But I understand why some other people might be upset. But it's definitely good news that we're getting another online multiplayer, another fighting game for the Nintendo Switch. That is great, and also with the added portability, cannot go wrong with that. Alright, and moving on to the last article here. It seems like Nintendo's E3 Spotlight event will be around 30 minutes based on some of the listings that they have for the stuff that's going on afterwards next week when it comes to their tournaments. So it does seem like that, and some people were upset with that. It's not long enough, that they need to be longer than that, but I do feel that with Nintendo's new line of presentation when it comes to Nintendo Directs, we saw what happened before with the other Nintendo Direct they did. Not the short mini ones that they do like with Pokemon and all that. With Takahashi on there, they got through so much information, and I think in about 20 minutes or so when it comes to multiple game announcements. So I think with this one, they're really going to make sure that they go through quickly. It's going to be trailer after trailer, thing after thing. They're going to show a lot of stuff, but I also think they're going to keep some surprises for the Treehouse Live and the tournaments and all the stuff like that. So I think it's going to be spread out through the course of E3, but I feel the bulk of the information is still going to come at that spotlight. They're really just going to make sure that they pack in whatever content they're going to have. They're not really going to have developer sit-downs and interviews and talks and long extended looks at games. It's probably just going to be trailers, little gameplay look, talk about it just a bit, and then move on to the next thing. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description below. There you'll have links over to our Facebook and Twitter page. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on all of our social media because it really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also make sure you check out our Patreon page and pledge any tier really supports PE Live and PE Arena. Awesome rewards and perks as well, such as Discord voice chat, priority access to my friends list, prize tournaments for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, and much more. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check out the Patreon page and support us right here. A lot of great content upcoming for June. Also make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.